Hey D-Bags, this is me, Megan, and we have a special guest today, Chad Ball, B-A-H-L.
B-A-H-L.
Yeah, so
it's Hungarian.
There you go, yeah, Hungarian. So before we get the interview started, I just want everyone to know that I have a special request from Kevin that I had to say that he kicked your ass in Warhammer a lot.
Well, for the sake of me being in Kevin's shop and Kevin being 5 feet away from me right now, I agree. He kicks my butt all the time. But we haven't played in a while, and I feel like I've gotten better, so we're probably due for a game, and I think I'll return the favor.
Someday. He's looking over here like, I don't think so.
Bring it the fuck on.
I do play, now for all of you 40k players, I do play the best army in 40k. It is the Black Templar army. I know you've probably heard of it because it's all over all the forums. And they deny the witch on a 5+, which I'm sure you have no idea what that means.
Yeah, I'm just like,
But
yes.
40k, let me just tell you, the magic is so unbroken that regardless of what you do in order to win the game, you cast this awesome spell, your opponent can try to roll a d6 and stop that spell, and it's likely to be stopped because you do it on a 6. You have a full 1 out of 6 chance of doing it, but the Black Templar have a 1 out of 3 chance. That's why I play the Black Templar. It is so balanced of a game. We love 40k.
All right, well, if any of you understood that, then there's that. But so I heard that you used to own a card shop.
I did used to own a card shop. I owned a card shop a few years ago. We started out in a little place called The Keep in Canton, where I just did their magic for them, and then I eventually expanded to Canal Fulton, in which I owned a full magic shop with all the other games and such like that.
What was the name of your store?
It was called Purity Gaming.
Purity Gaming.
Purity
What's the story
Gaming.
behind that?
The story behind Purity Gaming. Well, I guess there's a few reasons behind it. Mainly, there's a magic called Purity, and I really love the art. It became the art for the store, and we also wanted to do a concept of fairness, not trying to cheat customers, and just a place that you can come out and hang. And it was cool. It was a nice little casual joint, and I think we had a positive atmosphere there. But it didn't last too long, so we had fun while it lasted.
It sounds really lovely, actually. I would really like to have visited. Aw.
Yeah.
Well, what was your favorite part about owning a card store?
Well, I don't know. Probably the freedom, I guess, of owning and developing your own business, coming up with business strategies, promotional sort of ideas, drinking coffee and dancing like Saffles is doing right now.
Kevin just danced. I swear it happened.
That was also a plus. So, it gave you the freedom to do what you want. You made your own hours. You felt like you're making friends, but you're also building loyalty. And you're earning paying customers just by being nice to people and creating a fun environment. So I think that's what was enjoyable about it.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly why I like working here. I mean, a lot of it is just about being genuinely nice and happy to see people, which I am, and it's probably one of my favorite parts of the job. And also probably the best part of YouTube. It's we get to reach thousands of really friendly, awesome people. So yeah.
And I will say I'm addicted to card
shop
life. I'm sorry, yes, I almost forgot
the name. The name is what is it? Everyday Card Store Live. But it's evolved into Card Shop Live.
There you go.
It's a good hashtag.
Just easy. Yeah, it's easy to say. But no, it's actually really fun. You guys reach a wider audience. You probably bring in a lot more customers that way. And you guys, I think, are just building your customer base, and I think you'll be really successful. It's a great getting into all the different multimedia is a great way to build a business.
And it's such a fun way to meet so many people. There are people from Australia who watch our videos, from the UK, and people who watch our stream from all over the world. And it's just so fun meeting all these new people. And it's been a great experience for us, and I think it's been a great experience so far for everyone personally. I
think so too. Now I wonder if you guys have probably talked about it. I'm sure you're probably going to do it, but the best way to cash in on that is probably to do some sort of online sales. Have you guys considered doing that?
We're actually in the middle of our new online store. Two websites. Yeah. So
fantastic.
We've been working nonstop on those for 2 weeks now. It'll be worth it in the end. But I mean, it's a lot of stuff.
it's a lot of work. I think you guys have a great staff though, so you guys are probably well equipped to take
Yeah.
on that challenge.
Just
and
about, yeah.
Now you could imagine reaching out to YouTube and building this loyalty and people wanting to kind of cash in, on some of that, or you being able to cash in on some of that loyalty. I think it's a great strategy. It's a great idea. So, I can't wait for
Yeah.
Derium's to. When's your second location opening?
Oh, probably
A chain
like
of stores.
never. Well, this will be this like the hub from now. We're just gonna
Okay.
buy the Boost Mobile that's next door, and then there's like a cafe on the other side of the Boost Mobile that we'll be taking over, and we'll be selling pizzas.
We did buy out a
That's
game
awesome.
store. We did buy out some inventory.
Yeah, we
Nice.
did. Yeah.
Nice.
Not the cards. I want the card store. But Chad, what was
So
the
should
negatives
Carl
of
watch
owning-
out?
Oh
what's the
yeah. What are
negatives,
some of the negatives of owning?
Oh
card
my
shop?
gosh, the negatives of owning a card shop. Feeling like, I think feeling like you have to cater to maybe some of not the most mature activity. Because I think you're always worried about losing your customer base. So you're constantly deciding, what rules to enforce, who you want to upset, who you don't want to upset.
yeah.
If you're catering to the Magic community, you're not catering to the Yu-Gi-Oh community. You're not catering to the table gaming community necessarily.
Yeah.
So I think some of the politics that can come into owning a store is hard. I think the hours are hard. Gaming hours are typically early afternoon to late at night.
Yeah.
I was pulling I'm still pulling a 40-hour job as a pharmacist on top of that. And so I would be open really late and have to get up really early in the morning and then go to real work. And so, I think that was probably the biggest challenge.
The biggest challenge, yeah. I know Aaron is just so sad on the days that he has to stay up for F&M. I just feel so bad for him.
Right.
But let's see, if you have like some advice for us, like where do you want to see Derium CCGs go? Like what do you think we could be doing better? Or like are there any just nuggets of truth that you found from being a card shop owner?
Well, I would say whatever I found as being helpful, you guys are already doing. I don't know that I can add too much advice. You guys are very personable. You care about your customers truly. It seems like watching your guys' videos, you really enjoy hanging out with people. And I think relationships is probably the biggest part of a successful business. Especially in a business where you can go down the street and buy the same cards from somebody else. You need to know that person. You need to have a relationship to a reason for them to keep coming back. And I think you guys have established that.
I think that's probably our favorite part of owning the store.
right.
Like everyone just
There's-
loves that part,
There's nothing better than enjoying what you do. And then it becomes a case where you don't even have to try to do it well because you're enjoying it every day.
Yeah. Oh,
And
man.
so I think that's probably the best thing. And just for you guys to be able to cash in on some of those relationships that you're building online, I think is the next step, and you guys are already doing it. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, we're already trying to do so much for the YouTube in the coming month. You're subscribed to our channel.
Absolutely.
Right?
Obviously. Obviously.
But yeah, we're gonna be.
How do you subscribe?
Yeah. Oh, there's like a big red button, and
You press it?
and you click it. You click the big red button that says subscribe. But okay, getting on with the interview. Do you have any horror stories for us?
Do I have any
horror stories?
Any Magic Shop horror stories?
Any Magic Shop horror stories, or like just weird? They don't have to be horror stories, but I would like to hear those. But I mean, they can be like funny things that happen in the shop, or like a weird experience with a customer, anything like that.
Oh my gosh. I honestly can't think of anything that was outrageous or horrible or I wish I can say I can, but
Or what- anything
I'm not
that
too
was, like-
entertaining. It wasn't an entertaining card shop. You kind of came, you played cards, you left. That's probably why we folded, So,
I can say there's definitely been some pretty outrageous things that have happened here. So I was just wondering, anything outrageously awesome happen?
oh gosh. Maybe not even that. My customers were outrageously awesome. I loved the people that would drive, past 2 or 3 other Magic shops to come to my Magic shop because they liked me, they liked hanging out, they wanted to, be part of the atmosphere we were building. I appreciated there was a group of gamers that came and actually introduced War Machine, which is a miniatures table game, into my shop. They didn't have a place to play. They thought that, we can use my tables, which they were welcome to do. And they actually brought in a whole nother game and a whole new business just out of their desire
Yeah.
to have an environment to play. And so that's an awesome thing too. and super beneficial. They spent their time; they were never paid for it, but they brought a huge customer base into my store because it was a game that they wanted to play. And so I don't know, just some really neat aspects about having a shop that
Yeah, I was actually
miss.
going to ask you, like, how many different games did you have in your store? Because I know for me it's been difficult because I really wanted to get a Yu-Gi-Oh base going for a really long time. We always had like a few play groups wanting to come in. I'd be like, come in, you know, we'll start getting product for you. We really want to have you guys because, I mean, having a diverse game, I guess, microculture in your store
Right.
is so fun because, like, I want to learn how to play all the games that are in my store.
Right, and then your store isn't dependent on the cyclical. You know, if I found one thing, and I love my group of Magic friends, although I don't play much anymore, and I've kind of lost touch with a lot of them. But Magic is a very cyclical game in which loyalty can be won and lost on a dime. It seems like the tournament scene rotates every few months to where, thank you for doing a strip tease, Kevin and Aaron. This is actually fantastic. If we can turn the camera around, you can actually be much
Wait.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Zip that back up, guys. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I can continue this
That
interview.
That was insane. In fact,
Can you demonstrate what they just did with your hoodie, or is that? I mean, I don't want to pressure you into anything, but if I had one, they did a little zip strip tease with their hoodies, and Aaron was gyrating, and
yeah, and it became a little awkward. I actually didn't know that you didn't need a sword to play swords. You know, it was kind of weird and oddly exciting. So anyway, could we move on?
All right. Good for now.
sure, we can move on.
We'll go to part 2.
Okay, part 2. Bye, guys.